Hello and welcome to Indie Miners. This week we travel all the way back to 1971. Pink Floyd are going to re-release the infamous Pompeii concert. BJ, welcome to the show. You are the resident expert on Pink Floyd. What's going on here?
Yeah, so they've effectively announced a re-release of the Pompeii concert that they recorded in Italy in October 1971. So there's going to be a feature film that's firstly going to be released. It's going to go into cinemas on the 24th of April, very limited release, and then go into DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever territory. Compared to the original film, it's going to be a 90-minute film. We've spliced in footage from the recording sessions that they were undertaking around that 71, 72 timeframe of Dark Side of the Moon. So this is, for those that don't know, is really a almost like greatest hits for the band prior to Dark Side of the Moon. And they're more or less a second-tier band in some ways. I know that's a bit harsh to say, but they weren't the juggernaut that they were after they released Dark Side of the Moon. So what you'll find is that if anyone who's familiar with the Pompeii documentary film, or whatever you want to call it, it goes for 60 minutes. What you should expect here is that it'll effectively be the same 60 minutes plus this additional footage of the Dark Side of the Moon recording. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that. But a lot of the footage that could have existed has actually been chucked out. So it won't be like Get Back, for those that are familiar with Get Back, where they had all this additional footage and they were able to effectively come up with a brand new documentary. And if you've seen the YouTube footage of Echoes, and we'll talk about Echoes in a moment, I know you're wanting to talk about that, you'll see it's pretty much a frame-for-frame reconstruction to 4K of the original. So you're going to have that. It's going to be released, as I said, on the 24th of April. Then you're going to have some physical media releases on the 2nd of May. There's also going to be the concert. So this will come out in vinyl, in Blu-ray and DVD, all the formats. It'll be remixed by Steven Wilson. So Steven Wilson's a Pink Floyd disciple in a lot of ways. I'm going to be reviewing his album next week. But it has been given a facelift sonically, and you can certainly hear that as well. But it will be, in terms of the concert, it will be just basically the songs that they record at Pompeii, as opposed to these additional songs that have been recorded outside of that particular setting. So very, very excited. It's a very storied concert. Really cool what they did back in the day. But we've just heard Echoes on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I know that you probably have heard more of Dark Side of the Moon, Animals you love, I know, but what are you thinking about this?
Yeah, exactly, mate. I must admit I'm kind of Dark Side on the Moon onwards. I haven't really heard much of their first few albums, so to hear Echoes and to hear Steven Wilson's mix of it and just reading the comments, basically people are just glad to be alive. It is sensational, mate. Would you say it's probably the greatest solo they've done? I can only kind of compare it to Comfortably Numb. I mean, there's quite a few awesome solos here, but yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's up there. It's one of my favourite Pink Floyd songs. It's probably one of my favourite songs actually in general. But yeah. It does remind you that Dark Side of the Moon, it just wasn't a fluke that particular album. They did transition to that from the very, very early days. It took them a little while to get there, and all the stuff that they recorded back in those early days are also good to listen to. It's because and this particular album, this concert is great because it's playing stuff off the second album. So even the stuff that they recorded just after Syd Barrett was kicked out, left the band, whatever you want to call that. But so set right. the Controls to the Heart of the Sun, as well as Sourceful of Secrets. So that those two songs are off that second album. And then there's songs that are off the Metal album, so Echoes as well as One of These Days. So really looking forward to this, especially looking forward to this in terms of the 5.1 Atmos treatment, which Steven Wilson is a master of those particular technologies. A lot of other people have probably shied away from the old Atmos and 5.1. This guy really knows his stuff, so I'm really interested to see what he ends up doing with it.
Oh, mate, it's exciting times. I'm very much looking forward to the release, and for those people fortunate enough to go to the IMAX to see it, I think they are in for an absolute treat.
Fantastic. So let us know what you're looking forward to. We're going to keep an eye out for the release of the DVD, Blu-ray box set, but also the cinema releases. We'll have some future episodes on that. So let us know what you're looking forward to. Let us know your thoughts.